So this is about your Thomson model. So we briefly explain this model that the model was given by J.J. Thomson. Okay, according to J.J. Thomson, atom is like a solid sphere, positively charged solid sphere having negatively charged electron, just like a seeds of watermelon, black seeds of watermelon. Okay, so it represents a static model, and that is the biggest drawback of this model. That electron is not in motion. Electron is a static in this model. Okay, so this is all are about the J.J. Thomson model. Come to the next model that is well known, alpha scattering or gold foil or Rutherford model. So this model is so important in on the behalf of discovery of atom. Because this model is well explanatory in nature. You can see here there is a lead box is there. Why we use this lead box? Because lead have capability to absorb the harmful or highly energetic radiation that comes out from the radioactive substance like radium and direct these radiations into one direction. That's why we use this lead box here. Lead box lead absorb the highly energetic radioactive waves which comes out from radium. Okay, by making a small slit, we direct these radioactive waves to the very thin, approx 200 nanometer thick gold foil, and this beam of light containing alpha particle which are doubly ionized helium atom that strike on this gold foil, and we made some observation. You can see here this alpha particle get deflected in various directions that can be measured. Their angle can be measured by the polarimetry, while their path can be estimated by putting a ZNS semicircular layer here, which is polished by ZNS zinc sulfide, because this zinc sulfide layer shows fluorescence when a negatively charged, positively charged alpha particle when strike with this surface, they show fluorescence. That means they show luminescence. That means they show the brightness. So this is all are about the Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. So what observation made by performing? So what are the observation made through this Rutherford model? The first observation is that most of the alpha particles pass through gold foil without any deviation or deflection. Okay, some of the alpha particles show a little deviation through a small angles, but the very basic and very important observation that made is a very few, that means 1 out of 20,000 alpha particle is returned back to its original path by a angle 180 degree, not 1800 is a 180 degree. Okay, so what conclusion made through this observation? The first observation is made that most of the space around atom is empty, is vacant. So these alpha particles, when pass through this empty space, they show no deflection, or there is no deflection when the alpha particle pass through this empty space. Okay, since and the second conclusion is that some of the alpha particle which show little deviation because alpha particle and the nucleus of atom both are positively charged, and because of that same positive charge or same nature of charge, they show deflection or repulsion. Okay, that is the reason for a little bit deviation. Okay, now the third conclusion that were made through this Rutherford model is that some of the alpha particles suffer large deflection. The positively charged mass must be occupying very small space. That means some of the alpha particle feel large deflection, show large deflection. Why? Because they goes some nearer to the nucleus of the atom. Okay. Next, fourth conclusion: strong deflection or even bouncing back of the alpha particle. That means return back with the 180-degree angle from the metal foil is only due to strike of that alpha particle with the center of atom that is heavy and positively charged. That is the only reason, and because of that, Rutherford discovered the nucleus. So the sum of all these four conclusions is that Rutherford discovered the atomic nucleus. Okay, so discovery of nucleus goes to Rutherford. कौन सा? Atomic nucleus, not a cellular nucleus. Cellular nucleus discovery goes to Robert Brown, not a Rutherford. Atomic nucleus is discovered by Rutherford. So result is the model explained that atoms consist of nucleus which is concentrated at the center in a very small volume, and the negatively charged electron will surround or revolve around the nucleus in a circular path that is called orbits or energy levels. The nucleus comprised of the proton and neutrons. That's why they are called nucleons. We discussed it already in our previous lectures. The electrons revolve around the nucleus is in fixed orbit called stationary orbit, energy levels, or orbits or shell. Electrons and nucleus are held together by electrostatic force of attraction. That is the only reason that electron negatively charged electron bind with the positively charged nucleus. The reason is electrostatic force of attraction. That is the only attractive force between nucleus and electron. Now come to the next segment of this model, that is drawback. So the basic drawback is comes out because of electromagnetic wave theory. What say what it said that according to electromagnetic wave theory that put forward by the Maxwell, that whenever a charged particle is in motion, any kind of motion, that must be in a circular motion. In this case, there is a circular motion around the nucleus. So, what say the electromagnetic wave theory? Whenever a charged particle undergo uniform thing, whenever a charged particle revolve around a nucleus in a circular path, is continuously undergo acceleration, and because of that, the radius of is something different. We'll try something different. You understand in this way that according to electromagnetic wave theory, whenever a charged particle is in motion, it loses some part of its energy in a form of radiation, and because of that, the energy of electron is going on decreasing, and due to which the radius of its circular path is decreases continuously, and ultimately that electron is stuck to the nucleus. That means Rutherford Rutherford never explained the stability of atom. Okay, the model does not give any information. Second biggest drawback which comes from this Rutherford model, that this model never explained the electronic distribution of atom. How electrons are arranged in a atom inside the atoms. Okay, come to the next, that is Bohr's model. Very good model that put forward by the Niels Bohr, and the one of the biggest drawback of this model is that is not valid for element other than hydrogen. That is the only drawback. Biggest drawback. Okay, not the only drawback, is the biggest drawback. So what we say about this model? So first of thing, the introductory part, Bohr model is only applicable for hydrogen or hydrogen-like atom. That means those elements or atoms which possess only single electrons, because hydrogen has a single electron. Okay, An electron in hydrogen atom. So what are the postulates? The first postulate is that there is electrostatic force of attraction in between nucleus and electron, and electron will revolve around the nucleus in a fixed orbit that is called path, energy levels, orbits, shell, etc. And they are represented by what? They are represented by energy levels. They are represented by you can see a Bohr's model of hydrogen. We have to insert pick up that model. Okay, you can understand very well by this pick. You can see here, yes, you can see here. Here. Okay, now you can see here what Bohr said, that there are number of circular paths around the nucleus. They are called energy levels. The first path, circular path, is called denoted by K. Second is L, M, N, and the value of this K shell is denoted by a principal quantum number that is represented by small n, that is 1, 2, 3 for the M and 4 for the. This is all are about the Bohr's model. You can see here. So what are the postulates? You can see here. All the circular lines around the nucleus are called energy levels, shell, or orbit. Okay. Second postulate is that whenever that electron occupy or present inside these energy levels, it never lose or gain any kind of energy, because it never lose or gain any kind of energy. It show a stable model, and that second postulate resolve out the limitation of Rutherford, because Rutherford, according to Maxwell theory, whenever a charged particle is in motion, it loses some amount of energy. And Bohr says that whenever electron is in that shell, never lose or gain any kind of energy. Okay. Now the third. Then at at when then at what condition it lose or gain energy? So the condition is that when that electron show transition in between energy levels. When that electron show transition in between energy levels, suppose in hydrogen electron is present in K shell, and suppose it jump from K shell and goes to L shell. It may possible that it jump from K shell and goes to M shell. Only at that time, suppose the energy of the first shell is E1 and the energy of L shell is E2. So if that electron is jump from K to L, that means energy level 1 to 2, that means it goes from lower energy to higher energy. That means it required some more energy, that is daily. That's value of that energy difference is must be daily. So when transition occur between two stationary states that differ in energy, the energy of radiation absorbed or emitted. At what condition it absorbs the energy? It absorbs energy when it transits from lower energy to higher energy level. And at what condition it emitted the energy? When electron show transition from higher energy to lower energy. Only that time it emits some amount of energy. Okay. Next, fourth postulate, the electrons can move only in those orbits for which its angular momentum is an integral multiple of nh upon 2 pi. Okay, and that is a second important point to note here, that Bohr say that the electron will always move in those shell only which have which have angular momentum is just integral multiple of nh upon 2 pi. Only that is a very basic condition. And And behind this nh upon 2 pi, Bohr never submit its explanation in mathematical form, and that is another drawback of it. Okay, you just put this data here, nh upon 2 pi, does not explain it. Explanatory answer it never provide, and that is another biggest drawback of this model. Okay, next there are some applications of Bohr model also. That Bohr's model is also able to calculate the radius of these energy shells, energy levels. For example, Rn, the n for the nth, n may be first shell, second shell, and third shell. So R is equal to 0.529 into n square. N is represent here the shell number that would be comes out from the principal quantum number. For the k shell, n value is 1. Okay, z is the atomic number. Z is represented here as an atomic number. Second application of this model is Bohr also provide the energy of the nth orbits. For example, suppose we have to find the energy of first shell, then you have to put E1 is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 Z. At the place of Z we put 1 because the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So 1 square upon 1 square. So we find this energy. Come to the next. So this is all about today lecture. Today we discuss the various atomic models. Okay. Next time I will explain our latest and advanced model of atom, that is quantum model. For this you have to complete this worksheet and note these worksheet questions in your notebook also. Okay, and you have to write each and every notes which by taking help of these slides. Okay, in your notebooks with the dates. Okay, I will check these questions. And one thing you must note that I will never explain these content again. So you have to note these content, your content related with this topic already in your notebook along with the tests. I will check it when your physical classes will appear. So this is all about your questions. You can see the questions. I will also already provide the questions answers. You can see here. Write any two observations which are made by that any two observations which are made through this model or made through Rutherford model. I already discussed this. Come to the next. What charge present on the nucleus? What charge present on the nucleus? So you have to write positive charge here. What is alpha particle? Alpha particles are the doubly ionized helium atom. Okay. Second thing, what is the source of alpha particle that used by Rutherford? That is radium, is another radioactive material. Okay. Second thing is which model of the atom represents the correct advanced structure of the model, that is quantum model. We already discussed in our previous section. Next one is who gave the EM wave theory, that is Maxwell, well known. So this is all about today lecture. I will continue our lecture with the next classes. Okay, so you have to complete your worksheet and remember or memorize all the things. If you have any, if you got some difficulty, you can ask in our comment section.